Good morning, Saya. Good morning, Zazu. Checking in with the morning report. Fire away. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Another beautiful day. So what we got? What do I have in store for you guys today here? For you people? Let's check. Let's see here. Hmm. We're talking about Ages of Empire. Remember that game? Ages of Empire. I remember working at CompUSA, and this game was very popular. You know, a lot of people used to come in and ask for it. You know, a lot of gamers that were into the a lot of people that were into the civilization type games. You know, they would come in and ask for Ages of Empire, and had a nice following. That was a time when they had games like Riven, and Myst. Thinking man's game. Yeah, use your brain. So, so it's been what, almost 22 years, huh? And you thought Ages of Empire is dead? You better think again. Listen to this. Says here, Ages of Empire 2 is getting a massive new expansion 22 years later. Oh my god. So here it says this. It's been a 22 years since Ages of Empire 2 first consumed every walking second of my life, and yet Microsoft is still not content with me moving on and attempting to play anything else. First, there was Ages of Empire 2 Definitive Edition, a stunning remaster that released just last year. Now it seems that there are multiple expansions on the way, with the first one dropping as soon as next month. Have mercy. Announcing earlier this week, Microsoft is dropping the massive Lords of the West expansion on January 26, 2021. It brings with its new civilization, new campaign missions, and all new achievement to earn. Basically, there's a lot of new stuff coming to the game, and you can read all about it over on the official Age of Empire website. So if you can't be doing with that, however, allow me to provide you with the highlights, starting with the new civilization, Ages of Empire 2. Will be introducing Burgundian and Cilician, both of which comes with their own unique unit and technologies, plus new architecture to fawn over. This game is getting bigger. Anyway, it says here, rise from a mere doughty to the marvel of Western Europe through economic might, cultural achievement, and the use of advanced military technology and tactics. The Ages of Empire website says of the Burgundian unique unit is the Kausteller, a cavalier unit that utilizes a powerful shock attack when charging into battle. It said, meanwhile, the Cilician invites you to experience the diverse culture and marital spirits of Mediterranean crossroads as you build one of the most coveted kingdoms in medieval Europe. The Cilician unique unit is the Sergeant, a hardy infantry unit that can construct the formidable donjon. Stop right there. So, Ages of Empire is not dead. You know, there was a huge following when I was working at CompUSA back in early 2000s. there was a huge following for that game, and people would come in and ask for the game, and I would have to sit there and explain it to them. You know what the requirements was, what type of PC you need to run the game, etc., etc. You know, and that in those days, that was when Flight Simulator first came on the scene, and that was when James was doing them flight sims. Then you had Riven, then you had Myst, and that was when I think when Thief, the Dark Project, when they first came out with it. That's when I played it on the iMac. Civilization was around those time, and you know, people, since CompUSA was like a popular store at the time, you know, people would come in and ask about the game, and I had to sit there and explain it to them. So if the game have a following, say, of like 10,000 people, you know, you got to keep feeding the you got to keep updating the game. You can't, you know, people, they're people, the following is more hungry for updates and new features and stuff like that. And 22 years later, this game is getting is getting a new expansion. So that goes to show you that the fans of the game are still around, and I'm pretty sure they were beating down Microsoft doors like, when are we getting a new expansion? When is this? When is that? You know, and Microsoft answered the call. So, you know, be looking out for this game. I mean, the system requirements for this game, you know, is the system requirements back in early 2000, they were using Pentium 3s, Pentium 2s. So now we got now we're in 2020. So now we're up to 8 cores and all this up, and with Nvidia and AMD with their new graphics card. That means the expansion for the game has gone up, because if you see if because technology change over time, and every time you improve on a game, the specs always go up. So, you know, fans of this game was like asking for, you know, I'm pretty sure they were sending Microsoft feedback, you know, what they want, what they like, what they didn't like, what they want, what they can't stand, and then Microsoft was listening. So rejoice, you Ages of Empire fan. You have a new expansion on the way in January 2021. Make sure you have enough space on your hard drive, and make sure you have the right video card with a good amount of RAM to run it. You know, and have a blast at it, and have a blast with it, and don't be playing that game. I remember back in the I remember back in my early CompUSA days, people used to use a computer joystick and try to play every single game with it, and I had to tell them, like, no, a joystick is like for flight sim. If you're gonna play games like, say, Thief and say, like, what's another game I can think of, or that game called Sin. You need a keyboard and mouse, or you're gonna have to get a control pad. And people would try to use a joystick to play racing games, and I'm like, no, you need a steering wheel. You need a steering wheel to play the game. A joystick is for flight simulator, or Janes, or any like game with like F-16s and all that. But a keyboard and mouse, you can play RTS and first person shooters with it, or I've seen people play fighting games with it. But a controller, you can almost use for everything. So don't be using a joystick to play don't be using a joystick to play Ages of Empire. So just want to give you some info on that. But other than that, man, this game is still thriving. This game is still thriving. That means the following is still there, and they were still playing it. And and once a game builds a following of like 10,000 or more, you got to keep updating you got to keep bringing out new expansions. And with new expansions require that the hardware doesn't stay the same, it goes up. So to improve to improve your gameplay experience. So you Ages of Empire fans, look out look out for this expansion. Have a blast with it. Have fun with it, and your prayers have been answered. But anyway, I'm gonna leave a link in the description box for this article so y'all can read it. But nice talking to you people again. It's Chris. Still a Star Wars and Star Trek thing. Bored, dark side. I'm gone. Peace.